Yo, this is Funsta Bar King, the bar rager, uncontrollable master, drum and bass MC, hip hop, bashment extraordinaire, straight out of London, UK, Southside Brick City. You know what time it is. R.I.P. Kai One. Shnum. Funsta originated from back in the day when I was doing hip hop back in the sort of UK rap stuff, British rap era. I was in a group called YMAs and Eclipse, and it basically came out of a group of us, my brethren, HAT. He used to always carry the DOMs, you get what I'm saying? So when we used to go out, you know, and check chicks or whatever, if you needed a condom, he'd always have one for the man. Them like, yeah, boom, 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 back, you know, when we was youngsters and things. So we used to get called HAT, hats, boxer hats, you get what I'm saying? So you get me. And myself too, so I was sort of the joker of the pack, you know. I used to bust the funnies. I was like boxer fun, so that's where fun came from, Funsta. It just evolved from there, you get me? I kind of keep myself to the oldies, you know what I'm saying? Like Nas, Wu-Tang Clan. I'm still, you know, back in the day, you know, backspin radio, you know what I'm saying? Riding through Toronto, just listening to old school hip hop, man, getting gassed, because to me, it doesn't get better than that stuff, you know. Ghetto Boys, NWA, Keith Murray, the list goes on, Tribe Called Quest. Yeah, that's who I rate. I'd love to work with the greats. The sounds I grew up to, obviously from a West Indian, you know, Jamaican background. I used to listen to a lot of bashment reggae, obviously the classics, Bob Marley's, Gregory Isaac, you know, Beres Hammond, to you know, your Sweetie Iries and all that from the UK, you know, all of them, you know. So that was my main influence, was that, and also the sort of the classic hip hop, you know, the Nas era and, you know, House of Pain and stuff like that. So that kind of influenced who I was, because I always wanted to sort of come to drum and bass with something other than just a bit of style, do you know what I'm saying? So I kind of tried to develop that sort of fast tongue, slow it down a touch, add some hip hop elements, and still brought some of the ragga sort of soul in it and melodies in the tones and so on. And yeah, it's definitely influenced me listening to reggae music as a child, man. Getting in the mode for me is kind of strange. For me, really, it's like today even, you know, we're at the top of Glossy, you know, Tim from Solid, he's playing me his looper stuff. He plays one of the tracks. All of a sudden, I'm busting flows to it. It just comes to me. If something is there that's got some elements, I'll just automatically get drawn to it. And you know, that's a good thing on one hand, but it's not all the time you get that. You know what I mean? Like I said, today I'm happy because I've had that moment. You know, I was like, oh my God, I thought of some new flows and a new way I'm gonna attack things now. Even driving with, you know, Pyros in the whip, you get what I'm saying, today with listening to the old school stuff. You know, man's thinking of some new chants and all of that from those stuff, but I draw my inspiration from spontaneous events. You know, it's just mad like that. When I'm in the mood, for some reason, I can write. To get me in the mood, I don't know what that is. It just takes anything can trigger that off. You know, just going to Niagara Falls, you know what I mean, and seeing that, I can just look at the water and all of a sudden, I'm in a mode, I'm in a different sort of mindset, and then I can start writing. But when you're back in the UK and you're surrounded in a concrete jungle, it's raining, it's cold, you know what I mean, it's gloomy out there most of the time. You know, it's hard out there, so for me it's hard to get inspiration. That's why I'm so blessed that I can come out of the country now and then and touch bases with other people, other mindsets, and get inspiration from that. I just love drawing inspiration from normal people, you know what I mean, spontaneous events. I mean, the Toronto drum and bass scene is healthy, in my opinion. It's been healthy for years, from back in the day. Obviously, it goes through transition. We all knew certain other music modes come in, they come and go, but ultimately drum and bass would always remain. And, you know, like I said, the Toronto drum and bass scene compares up there with the best of them. I go Germany, you know, and they have big parties in Europe, France, you know, even Portugal, but I guess the Toronto scene I like because they're down for the lyrics as well. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously they come from a hip hop background, predominantly, you know, your next door neighbors with the States, so you're getting all of that stuff, you know, ASAP, before we did back in the day. So you know about lyrics, you know about flows. So when I come over here, I kind of feel like I'm privileged to be here, you know, and spitting my bars and actually, you know, people from Toronto like what I do, considering they've got all of that stuff from the States plus the stuff that they got homegrown as well. So it's just good that I can be sort of, you know, in that sort of elite crowd. When I step on the mic, my whole flavor's about party, vibes, coming together, peace, love, unity. It sounds like a cliche, but I'm not really into, you know, promoting violence in my lyric, even though I come from, you know, in a sense, a violent background and an area. Do you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we've had our touches with that side of it nearly every day, you know, I live. But now I'm a grown man, I can look at that growing up and I can portray that in my bars. So I try to tell anything remotely dark in a more of a conscious way. I always try and flip it. So my persona is always one of, look man, you got one life, stop acting like you got a second go. You know, just live it now, enjoy it, be happy. You know, there's so much things that can tear you down. Tonight, we're in the party, let's just have a good one. Let's have a good memory, because when the times are hard, all you got left is those memories of the good times to carry you through. And that's my persona. You know what, the reason behind me helping out the next generation was, for one, I like what they're doing. You know, I feel their plight, you know, their fight to try and get recognized, you know, all the time, because I came from that. And in a sense, in my field, I still feel like an underdog in the whole sparse of the music industry and what it is. You know, I'm still in, you know, I haven't got a street banger out yet. Do you know what I mean? I ain't charted. So, you know what I mean? I'm still an underdog. I'm still trying to progress in a direction where I can get my music to the world. You know, that's what everyone really wants to do. But obviously I'm in Toronto, I'm known in countries, and I'm blessed for that. But the younger generation, the way the music scene is, it's very hard for them to get recognised, especially on an MC level. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of doors are closed, and it's not about necessarily bringing them in, but it was the trilogy. The mix I'd done before was for the old school, the original Dons, which is Bar Age Tour Part 2. So I thought to finish it, it just made sense to bring in the youngers next time. So I just tried to bring in as many people as I could, you know, gave them some coaching, we spoke and we liaised in the studio. It was good, you know, some really good talent out there. And I just, you know, and I thank them for giving me the opportunity as well to work with them, because they could have easily said, you know what, boom, boom, boom. No, we're doing our own mix as well. But yeah, man, that's one of the best mixes I can honestly say, hand on heart. You know, thanks Annex, Decimal Bass and Kenichi for the actual music, because the actual mix itself is fantastic and it will last, you know, it'll stand the test of time, trust me. Big mix. How do you promote yourself without becoming obnoxious? I don't really know, to be honest, because to be fair, a lot of people I see promoting themselves look obnoxious to me. But that's just what it is today, you know. Today it's just you have to use the tools as best you can and get the most out of it. It's borderline obnoxious, borderline spamming, it's borderline begging almost in some cases. But it's what it is, you know, no one's gonna judge you for it. Everyone knows, especially if you're an artist, you know, yo, listen to my music, that's what we do. So in one hand, you have to respect the tenacity of some of the artists that are using these social media sites to push their music, because no one else is pushing it for them. Do you know what I mean? So all they've got is that hopefully someone might pick up or listen to my tune, but the problem is it's saturated with a lot of it, and some people are trying to push themselves before they're ready, and that's what the internet has kind of done to a lot of the sort of talent, you know, with all this, you know, X Factor type stuff, and then everyone thinks, oh, if you know, you've got a great voice, but where's the songwriters? Watch out for my Having Fun Part 3, my hip hop album coming out soon. Yeah, Having Fun 3 coming soon. Hip hop, got Beats Battalion, Triple Helix on there, Destruction. Get me, I got a drum and bass Bar Age album, DJ Profile. He's mixed most of it, so I ain't even saying no more. So yeah, I got music coming out, I got videos coming out. Just check it, just Google Bar Age, Funsta, Snum, love ya. Peace.